So let's talk about non-negotiables. What does non-negotiables look like in our family? I know for us, non-negotiables are things that we're not willing to give up for the sake of business or for the sake of our family values or family vision. So, what's a non-negotiable for you?
Our family time on Sundays.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably one of our biggest things. Our family believes in rest. And being a Christian, we believe in rest. God tells us we need a day of rest. And that for us looks like Sundays. We go to church, we go to worship God, and we come home and we rest. And if that is any way disrupted, it's like our week starts off weird. And it's important to us to spend time with our family and rest. And rest looks different for everybody, but for us, it's our togetherness and peace.
Looking back, I feel like I'm a recovering workaholic because up until really we got married, and even the first couple of years we got married, I was always working, always doing something, always felt like I had to be doing something. And you're like, no, we're not working on Sundays.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, our thing is get up, we go to church, we go to worship, we come home, and if we want to do something as a family, we do it. Or if we choose to sit around, watch TV, take naps, sit on the back porch, read a book, and just sit there, listen to birds. And because I know I grew up, my parents worked almost every Saturday. And don't get me wrong, I had a great childhood. I have great memories of my childhood. But I said a long time ago when our son was born, I want things to look different for us. So that's one reason our son is 16, and I would say 17, but 16 and a half, 17 years ago, I'm like, we're not doing weddings anymore. Yeah. And my dad was like, we have to do weddings. I'm like, no, we don't. I said...
And we proved it was right. We don't. It's just one of those things that we don't want to cross the line when it comes to that. Our family, yes, our business is our baby, but our family comes first.
Yes, our family is more important.
Absolutely. And as one of those things that we have clients that will call and say, do you not work on Sundays? No. That's one of those things that we're like, no, we don't work on Sundays. That's our family time. And if we explain it properly, and most of the time people understand and they honestly appreciate that. I mean, in a world of go, go, go and work, 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 it's breath of fresh air when you hear somebody say, no, I'm putting my family first when it comes to those non-negotiables. I mean, another non-negotiable is we don't work every Saturday. That's one of those things that you wanted to see different for our family, and so that's something that we maintain. Yes, we are available on a limited amount of Saturdays per month, and that's 2 or less. And the other Saturdays is family time or friend time or relaxing time or whatever. Weekend time with the two of us. It's just one of those things that is not negotiable. And our staff understands that also. They even say it. If you was to call and ask about a Saturday and we're not available, our staff says that, we're a family business and we feel it's important to spend time with our families. And they appreciate that also, not having to work every Saturday. And we understand sometimes families can't do it during the week, but we just don't work every Saturday. We want to spend time with our families.
Yeah, and the thing about it, and we realize we do, and that's the reason we do work some Saturdays, that we realize that there's some families that get together. The only time they can get together is on Saturdays. So Saturdays is a premium day for our studio, and it's a premium day for our clients.
Yeah, it is.
And, if a portrait session is important to them, for them to come in here on a Saturday, then it's important for me.
Absolutely.
What's some other non-negotiables?
I think another non-negotiable that I think is cool with our family is when we leave each other, we say, I love you. If we're on the phone with each other and we get off the phone, we say, I love you. It's one of those things that, yes, it's a habit. It's an amazing habit to me. Growing up, my grandmother, when you walked in her house, no matter who you was, she was giving a hug to somebody. She wanted to make sure you felt welcomed, you felt loved, and that was her way of loving on somebody, was to give them a big bear hug. And that was one of those things that was a non-negotiable for her. And I think something like that has trickled into our family, where we are constantly saying I love you. And to me, I think it's hilarious when our almost 16-year-old son calls me on the phone in front of his friends at school, and it's an automatic thing. I think it's great. It may be embarrassing to him because it is a habit, and he says it automatically, and then you hear the friends kind of giggle in the background when he says I love you right before he hangs up the phone. But to us, it's a non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important for all of us, for every human being, to be told I love you, and for them to feel what a loving relationship is.
Yeah.
Because I remember, oh my gosh, all right, the whole I love you thing. I remember when our daughter was in elementary school. She's in the elementary school thing, and she's just, every time they get out of the car, we say I love you, they say I love you. But she got in this thing, I don't want to say I love you back because it's not cool, because I'm in front of my friends. So what we did, she got out of the car, she didn't say I love you. I opened the sunroof real quick, opened the windows. Our son hung out the window, we hung out the window, and screamed, I love you, Allie. And even the assistant principal that was standing out there screamed out, yes, we love you, Allie. And she took off running in school.
She was so embarrassed. Oh my goodness.
She was
But guess what? She has never missed a time, hardly ever, and now she's almost in 8th grade, of not saying I love you. She makes sure she says it first.
Well, and not only that, but she looks back at that and she thinks it's funny.
Yeah, she didn't at the time.
So, but
I think that's a non-negotiable in our family. It's an automatic to me. And if it's not done, we're like, hello, what is it? What'd you miss? That sort of deal. What do you think is a non-negotiable for our family?
Not really so much for our family, but I'll just say 2 things that I feel like are non-negotiables. One, you always make sure we go on vacation or we have things to celebrate. You always make sure that. And because I know that family vacation is important to you, it's important to me too.
But that's my love language.
But that is your love language, travel and doing things.
Yeah.
But I think another non-negotiable for you and I is sitting down having a cup of coffee.
Yes.
And every morning we'll sit and have a cup of coffee and we have conversation.
Yep. Just like we're having now.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if this was 5 a.m., you would see us sitting, having a conversation just like this with a cup of coffee in our hand.
Maybe in our PJs, but
yeah.
A little bit more comfortable.
So, yeah, to me, that's non-negotiables. And I think every family needs non-negotiables.
Oh, yeah. I think it balances them. It keeps them accountable to each other.
And, I will bring it back to what we do here, our portrait art. A family portrait should be a non-negotiable for every family.
Absolutely.
Because family members change. They go to college. They come back and they're ready to get married. And so there's all these seasons of life.
Great seasons of life to celebrate. Other seasons of life we don't want to think about. But the only way to remember those people are through portraits and things like that. And memories that you build, whether it's vacations or time off or things like that. So definitely a portrait hanging on your wall should be a non-negotiable. It should be something that you cherish and you want in your home.
Yeah,
because you feel the presence of your family members there.
I would challenge any family to sit down as a family and say, what is our vision for our family? What do we want our vision statement to be? And also, what does non-negotiables look like within that vision? And non-negotiables, they should be a good thing.
Should be.
And
Absolutely.
they should always be viewed as a good thing, as a safety. So, yeah, that's it. Non-negotiables.